It's the festive season and time to get busy like the elves. Giving straight and pliable poles, you can fashion any number of useful things. Here's a few to try using either willow wands or hazel poles. First, cut a straight length of hazel. Cut the base at a downward angle away from the centre of the hazel stand and seal the wound with mud. Mark a ring around the pole 200mm from the top and shave the bark off. Using the heel of your hand and a knife, split the wood. The place where you shaved off the bark will act as a natural break on the split. Take some birch bark, which is tough and pliable, and cut out a rectangular strip. Wrap this around the candle and insert the bark down into the split in the wood. The friction alone should hold it in place. Given that birch bark is highly flammable, it's probably best not to use these indoors, and remember to adjust the candle to keep the flame above the bark. Vitruvian Man highlights the standard measurements of the ancient world, things like cubit, span, and foot. I can promise you if you measure your own and memorise them, you'll find it really useful, unless you happen to habitually carry a tape measure. You will need 15 lengths of pencil thickness, hazel or willow, a cubit length long. That's the distance from your fingertips to your elbow, and in my case 500mm. Most Western adults will measure something similar. Split these into 5 bundles of 3, form 2 triangles and one separate bundle, and tape the ends of the triangles to hold them in place. Weave the 2 triangles together, then weave in the final bundle. Adjust and tape the ends. If you have suitable natural materials, you can form a tight binding around each point of the star. Otherwise use string or whatever you fancy. There's your finished star, and you can sleep easy knowing that no starving child made it. On that subject, here's a nice easy one. You will need a good long length of willow 2 meters long. Use a distance from the tip of your fingers to the heel of your hand, which is a span. In my case it's 200mm, and bend at each span interval from the tip 5 times. Form a figure 4, then weave the remainder through the triangle to form a star. The last span length is used to tie the star to the wand. And let's face it, who couldn't do with a magic wand from time to time? If you have the right materials, which normally is dried and re-soaked willow wands, you can easily weave any number of useful things. This is a fish serving platter, or a bread platter. Given expert instruction, you can even make your own mushroom collecting basket. This one took 5 hours from scratch. It involves at least 30 different techniques, of which I can probably remember 5 at a push. I hope I made that fairly clear. Whenever I explore a new skill, I'm always struck by the realization of why humans decided to become specialists rather than generalists. You can do all these things yourself, but that's not to say it's going to be easy.